Time for Statecraft Show. This is Silverback Media Production. My name is Maurice Mutiso. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time to watch our shows, kindly subscribe and make sure that you've uh, you've set your notification bell on so that whenever we upload our videos, you may get notified. Now, back in politics. This Statecraft Show will be analyzing on current trends, on political happenings in the country, leadership, and civic education. And now there's an interest currently on presidency. We've seen President Ruto since the Gen Z's protests. A lot has happened, starting from broad-based government, uh, the CSs. Of course, we saw that ODM donated some four or five CSs in the name of experts to come and help the government deliver their mandate. And now, immediately after that, we saw that the president started his tour on Nyanza region, launching projects. And we saw immediately after launching projects, we saw a rift between, after their tour in Nyanza, we saw a rift between Ruto and Gachagua, displaying publicly as Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua used to go. We saw for the first time he was in Dadora. He complained. We saw him in Thika last week in church. And this has drawn our attention to watch or to discuss about this presidency. Now, in 2010, we passed a constitution which changed the how it used to be. Initially, president used to anoint his vice president, but in 2010, president and deputy president, in fact, in 2013, they were voted and one ticket. And we saw William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta coming together. Uhuru with TNA, Ruto with URP. That was in 2013. And they made some agreements. Theirs was a 50-50. URP was to give 50 and then TNA 50 to form the government. But what happened in 2017? In 2017, Uhuru was more focused on legacy, while Ruto was focused on politics of succession. Of course, we know that Uhuru had promised that he will do his 10 term, the 2 terms for the presidency, the 10 years. Then after there, he will pass on the baton to William Ruto in 2022 to 2032. But that did not happen. Immediately after 2017 general election, of course, we had 2 after the Supreme Court nullified the first, the general election in August. And then it was followed with demonstrations. We had IBC, IBC reconstruction demos somewhere in 2017, November towards December there, and early in 2018. And these brought about the much hyped and more talked the handshake in 2018, which happened in March 9, 2018. And immediately after the handshake, the Jubilee cracked down. We saw William Ruto with his team, Tanga Tanga, and the other side of the Jubilee, that was Kieleweke. And Ruto started traversing the whole country. He started traversing the whole country, popularizing his bid to become the president in 2022. And if there's something William Ruto knows about succession politics, he knows that Uhuru Kenyatta made a very big mistake to leave him in office in 2018 to 2022 and disrupted. He had a lot of time. He had government machinery to traverse the whole country. And that is why William Ruto right currently is more focused on taming his deputy. Of course, this presidency, the critical part of it is that they are elected as a pair. And what makes them to win the elections is that they are determined in terms of political blocks. Then it was the Rift Valley block and Mount Kenya block. In 2022, there was a repeat, but this time round, there was an interchange in the presidency. In 2013 to 2022, the presidency was coming from Mount Kenya. And in 2022, the president now was coming from Rift Valley. And if there's one thing that the Mount Kenya people gives Mount Kenya people the political seriousness and say to go and vote is to vote against Raila Odinga. In 2013, they were told that Raila Odinga ni mtu wa kitendawili, ni mganga, eh? Ni mtu mbaya sana. When they vote this Raila, their businesses would be under threat. So they woke up very early in the morning in 2013 to go and take Baba in Bondo. In 2017, there was a repeat of the same. They were told that Raila Odinga is a bad person, and they were charged to a man to go and vote against Raila Odinga. That happened in 2018. But what happened immediately after the elections? Uhuru Kenyatta decided to make an handshake with Raila Odinga, bringing Raila Odinga into government through the back door. This angered Mount Kenya people. And that is what Ruto used to ride on its politics in Mount Kenya. And it dismantled the kingpinship of Uhuru Kenyatta by traversing the whole Mount Kenya, telling people, you see, we say that in 2017, we say that we are voting to make sure that Raila Odinga doesn't come any closer to the government. But see what Uhuru has done. He has brought him into the government. We, the people who voted Uhuru Kenyatta in 2017, we ousted the government, and the opposition is in the government. So they were angered by that, and they believed Ruto will not make any handshake with Raila. And indeed, Ruto promised them that he will not make any handshake with Raila. But what happened immediately after the Gen Z's protests? There was a wave of Ruto must go. MPs could not come out from their hideouts. Watasalimiwa. The issue was watapata salamu za the Gen Zs. So they were shaken. The political class was shaken to a point that they had to come together and form a broad-based government. That was in last month in August, July, late July. So they had to form a broad-based government. Again, the Mount Kenya people, and this time the feeling being portrayed by the Gachagua, felt betrayed again because Raila has been brought in the government through the back door. And in fact, given very sensitive CS portfolios, and they felt betrayed. That is why you see Ruto is not reading from the same script with Gachagua. And they have started initiating an impeachment motion towards Gachagua because he's so much into consolidating his base. He knows where his power is. His power is in his people within the Mount Kenya region. And right now, Ruto is aware that they are saying that usiguze mulima, siguze mulima. And Ruto is very aware that selling his bid in 2027 in Mount Kenya will be very difficult. So he's using two schemes to make sure that Mount Kenya is divided. One, divide and rule. That is why you saw the other day the 48 MPs and so they declared their allegiance towards the Professor Kindiki, while the other part, Mount Kenya West, is declaring they're supposed to regard the Gachagua. That is scheme number one. Scheme number two, impeachment. This impeachment motion will now make sure that if Gachagua is impeached, or if this censure motion being brought in the Senate to discuss the conduct of the deputy president goes through, These are the political scheme to make Gachagua feel that, to threaten Gachagua, in fact, and to tame his political behavior within Mount Kenya so that he cannot go beyond Mount Kenya. So, guys, this is a brief analysis of what is currently happening. I'll be bringing you more and more topics about the same. So, if this is your first time to watch our shows, I still plead with you, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.